Hello and welcome to lesson 2.5, which is all about the equation of a circle. And the equation of a circle with centers hk, so h is our x coordinate point and k is our y coordinate point of the circle, and a radius r, it's written in the following format. So x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. And really, what it is the version of the Pythagorean theorem. So, as we go through the video, we'll see we're going to do the equation of a standard circle with origin or center at the origin of 0, 0. And then we'll look at this equation briefly. So, the equation of a circle in standard position. Some definitions first before we get started here. If we refer to a circle as being in standard position, that means that its center is at the origin. So down here at the on this graph, you'll see I've got the red dot here highlighted right where the two axes cross, and that's the origin. Um, it has coordinate points 0, comma 0. A locus is the set of all points that satisfy a given condition. So if we put it together, the locus definition of a circle is that a circle is the set of all points which are equidistant from a fixed point. And that's because the radius never changes in a circle. So our points are always the length of the radius away from the center. We can use this definition of a circle to determine its equation. So, example here, determine the equation of the circle with its center at the origin and with a radius of 5. Well, if we wanted to draw this circle, and I'm just going to bump us down a little bit here, um, a radius of 5 tells us that from the center to the outer edge of the circle is going to be 5 units. So on our graph, we can actually plot 4 points. We can go 5, 0, 0, 5, -5, 0, and 0, -5. And we know that the circle will pass through those points because its radius is 5 units. So if we want, we can even put a circle right in. We know that it's got to touch those points. Let's see if I can get it just a touch bit higher. Whoops. There we go. So not too bad there. So there's our circle. So in general, the equation of a circle with the center at the origin and a radius of r is given to us by x squared plus y squared equals 4. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to go right in here, insert equation. So we know that our equation of a circle is x squared plus y squared equals r squared. In this case, we know our radius is 5. 5 squared. So let me just put that down there. So we have x squared plus y squared equals 5 squared. I'm actually just going to increase the size of that too, just so it's a little bit more visible. Perfect. So we don't leave our equation like this. The x squared plus y squared, that tells us that the center is at 0. But normally we complete the squaring operation of the radius. So our actual formula, when we're finished, will look like this. Insert the equation. Whoops. X squared plus Bear with me while I get this equation written. Y squared is going to equal 5 squared, which is 5 times 5, which is 25. So that would be the equation of a circle. Pardon me. This here is the equation of a circle. And standard position, so center at the origin of 0, 0, and a radius of 5. So we can see down here, if we want x squared plus y squared equals r squared, that is the formula of a circle in standard form. So let's do 2 more questions here. Write the equation of a circle in standard position with a radius of 2. We're just going to follow the same steps that we did here. We know standard position means that the center's at our origin of 0, 0. So we're going to have this part here, x squared plus y squared. We just have to worry about r squared. So when we go down, we know the radius is 2. So when we start to write this equation, it'll be x squared plus y squared equals our radius of 2 squared. We'll actually have to square that radius, and our final formula will be x squared plus y squared equals 4. So that's not too bad. We're going to look at one more, and that's when we have fractions. Fractions can make it a little bit tougher, but it's not too bad. So once again, the equation of the circle is in standard position. So that means that our origin is the center point. So our center is 0, 0. So we'll have x squared plus y squared equals r squared form. And in this case, we have x squared plus y squared equals 3 1/5 squared. Now, it's really difficult to work like this. We can, but it's much easier to actually go and change this from a mixed fraction, where you have a whole number in fractions, to just an improper fraction. So, in other words, what we're going to do is 3 wholes when we're talking about fives. All we're going to do is 3 times 5 and then add whatever our numerator is, and that'll give us our numerator of our improper fraction. Then once we've got that, we'll square. So in this case, 3 times 5 will give us 15. We're going to add that 1 that's in our numerator, and so 16 fifths, that's the exact same thing as 3 1/5. And now we're ready to square it. So x squared plus y squared is not going to change. When we square fractions, remember this is the same as 16 over 5 times 16 over 5. We multiply our tops and we multiply our bottoms. So 16 times 16, or 16 squared, is 256. 5 times 5 is going to be 25. We then simplify it into lowest terms. This looks like it is in lowest terms. What we can also do is we don't like to leave it as an improper fraction, so we're going to change it back to a mixed fraction. If you're ever unsure how to do that, take your numerator, divide it by your denominator. The whole number you get is the whole number that we want. And then you'll have to find out what fractional component you have left. So 256 divided by 25 is going to be 10 point, I believe it's 24. So now we can convert this back into a mixed fraction. And poof, x squared plus y squared equals 10 wholes. So 25 times 10 is 250, with a remainder of 6 25ths. So 10 6 25ths. And now we've written this equation of a circle with center at standard position and a radius of 3 1/5. If we've done that, then we can also look at the equation of a circle in non-standard form. And that's given to us with this formula: x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, where h and k are the coordinate points of the center of the circle. So the following equation allows us to determine the center of a circle when it is not in standard form, when the center is not at the origin. So, example, what is the radius and center of the circle with the following equation? So here our equation is x minus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 36. So our center, we just have to be careful of, because our formula is x minus h squared and y minus k squared. So whatever the sign is in front of the number here, just put the opposite side, and that is your coordinate point. So in this case, the center of the circle will be hk. So the center of the circle will be, instead of negative 3, we're going to have positive 3. And instead of positive 2, we'll have negative 2. So the center of our circle here is 3, comma, negative 2. Now, in terms of finding the radius, well, we have to remember this equation has already squared our radius. So to find the radius, we will have to take the square root of that. So the square root of 36 is just going to be 6. So now we've got all the information that we were requiring. The center of our circle will be 3, comma, negative 2. That's the coordinate points. And it has a radius of 6 units. Final thing here. Oh, let's just... I've gone too far. As we're going to look at one more question here. What is the equation of the circle that has a center of negative 4 and 2 and a radius of 7? So once again, just remember, it's x minus h squared. Minus 4 is h. So when you put it in, once again, use the opposite sign of the coordinate point. So this is minus 4. You'll notice in the equation it goes to x plus 4 squared. And positive 2 will go to negative 2 in the equation. So y minus 2 squared equals a radius of 7 squared. Now we just have to expand that out. Don't worry about expanding out the x plus 4 squared or the y plus minus 2 squared. We just square our radius. So our proper form here is x plus 4 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 49. Don't go any farther than that. Don't FOIL these because in this form we can easily identify our center. So that is your lesson on equation of a circle. I hope you enjoyed. There's some homework there, so feel free to engage in that. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Join me during live office hours or send me an email and I will help you out. Take care.